Well, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today might be the day that we try to stab this engine back in our tractor. I think everything's ready. Clutch is all on. Clutch and flywheel is all on. It's all aligned. I got everything ready out on the chassis, I think. Let's take a look at that. All right, and here's the chassis. Nice sunny day today, so that's why I kind of would like to at least get this stuck in there and bolted up to the bell housing, or the torque tube, I think they call it. And that's all set. Let's see if I can get you down there. Throwout bearing is all in. Linkage is all hooked up. Everything's ready to go. Gosh, yeah, I'm running out of excuses not to do this. I don't think it's going to be easy. The problem is I have to reach over all of this with the cherry picker to get down in there. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough travel. It came out, but then that also was just a bare block, or basically it was a short block. Now I got a long block going in there, and yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking this isn't going to be a fun task. But hey, we're getting there, and I think everything's ready. So I think, so I've got this cherry picker extended out because I need reach also is the problem. I got to have good reach to go over there. So it kind of has to be extended out, but I think I might move it back to the 1-ton position, and then extend the legs out so I get them underneath me good and solid, so I don't have any tipping issues. So I think I'll set the motor back down on the blocks, get everything repositioned, take a look at it, see how it feels, and then I'll get you back here. All right, so the engine is stabbed. You can see we're bolted up tight to the torque tube. Well, that was tough. I didn't film it. It's just too arduous. There'd be a lot of just downtime, so I just took snapshots. I will have included those by the time you hear this. But got it in. It was tough. A lot of back and forth, a lot of repositioning of the cherry picker and floor jacks until I got it to line up. I had to wiggle the crankshaft a little bit to get the pilot shaft to go into the pilot bushing, but it finally all of a sudden slipped in and butted up beautifully. So we're in good shape now. So yeah, so now I gotta get the radiator core support, which is right over there. That has to go in first. It loops right here, and then that big old heavy casting down there, which probably weighs, that thing has to weigh close to 200 pounds. Solid, just thick cast iron. So I gotta jack it up into place because it bolts to the radiator housing there. Core support, I don't know what else you'd call it, supports the hood and everything. And then the engine, then the front of it, you can see those bolts there and there. Those bolt to the front of the engine. Those are the front engine mounts. So that's the next project, but I think I'm done for today. So we'll pick this up later and go from there. Okay, so got the core support in, used the cherry picker to do that, and then used the cherry picker to pick up the front engine cradle and lift it up. Couldn't really film that, but anyway, got it all hoisted up in there. Had a friend stop by and he helped me a little bit and guided me in, and we got the bolts all snugged up. I got to go over and torque everything, but she's back in the chassis now, so we'll start adding things on. I don't know, the other thing I need to do is get you down here. The front axle pivots on that shaft right there, and now that I look at it, I pray to God that I can slip that axle shaft back on there. Oh man, I hope so. Should be able to. Anyway, got to get if I had the axle shaft hung in there, this would be sitting on 4 wheels again. So that might be tomorrow's project, actually. See about getting that in there. I'd sure like to get this back on all 4 wheels. So anyway, step by step, we're getting there. Stay tuned. Okay, today's first project is to get this axle, which weighs a ton, slid under here and mounted up onto that pin, that's swivel pin, so that we can jack this up the rest of the way and get the tires and wheels on it. And I'll just feel a lot better about things at that point. So then we got to get that flywheel cover bolted up in there, but the axle bracket bolts back to that thing too, so we got to get this axle on next. So stick around. I'll probably put this on time lapse because it's going to be a slow, laborious thing and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so you saw I got the axle in. I just kind of slid it under there and then put it on the floor jack, hoisted it up there. They leave just enough room between the oil pan and the end of that pin to slide that axle up in there. So, but anyway, it went in, so that's fine. It's all balanced in there nicely. That all looks good. Then I put the snap rings back on it, of course. And then now I've got this rear anchor piece in, which also has the flywheel cover, also holds it. And now this bracket needs to go up onto there, into those bolts, and onto these. So yeah, we'll see if we can get that on here real quick, see how that goes. Once those are all cinched up, then I can jack this up and put the tires and wheels back on it, and it'll be at its right height, and it'll quit resting on the bucket and stuff, and it'll be in pretty good shape. So hang on. Okay, this probably won't be a very exciting video, but anyway, we'll get it. I'm gonna get this bracket up onto that front axle, so see how this goes. I can rest it right on the tie rod. Yeah, well, maybe. Well, one thing I learned about tractors, I don't know how many of you remember, but I've said that I've never owned a tractor, I've never worked on a tractor, and the first thing I learned about them was everything is heavy, and which is good, I guess. So, but boy, it makes things tough sometimes, getting things lined up, especially by yourself. So anyway, let's see if we can Okay, there's one side. Go over to the other side, get one started there. Put this on so it can't fall off. Okay, kind of fighting a bolt here, but there we go. Okay, now it can't fall. Now we'll see about getting these two back bolts in that pivot bracket. I'm really looking out on the weather, I'll tell you. You guys probably can't tell. You might be able to tell, but it's nice and sunny and just beautiful, and I'm really fortunate since I'm doing this out in front of the shop on the cement, all exposed. Let's see, I wonder which way those went. I don't even know if you guys are seeing any of this, but hammer and tap those through. Okay, doesn't really seem to want to go through there very well. What's going on here, I wonder? Oh, they're threaded. No wonder. I wonder why I had nuts on them. I can't believe they had nuts on the back side. Huh. Wonder what those nuts were for then. Got nuts and lock washers here. I don't, unless there were nuts and lock washers on the backside, but that wouldn't do any good. Strange. I better look at the manual a little bit here, sort this out. Okay, so turns out, according to the parts manual, or parts breakdown, that these are threaded in there, and then they use the backside has evidently a lock nut, because I was pretty careful about putting all these nuts and bolts together, and I bagged them all up and identified where they came from and all of that. So I know that these are the right bolts, but anyway, so that's what we'll do. Lock washer goes on the bolt. Get it. I shouldn't have tightened that one up. Man, come on, get in there. Well, that one doesn't want to get started. Sorry about the camera work here, but I gotta get this in. Okay, there it goes. Get back out of your way here. Tighten some things up a little bit. Now, go back to our impact here and see if we can suck these up. Put this lock nut on the other side. Grabbing the extension. Anyway, you get the gist of it. I'm gonna tighten these bolts up now, feed the other bolts through the axle and tighten those up, and then we'll be able to jack it up, take it off the jack stands, and get the front tires and wheels on it. So I'll be back. Okay, so got everything all tightened up. Now it's time to put tires and wheels on, and I already have the other side on, so I'm just going to show you this. This isn't exactly a NASCAR operation. So anyway, we got to jack it up, because it's sitting down on all the way to the tractor's on this one side. So we got to jack this axle up enough to be able to get the wheel under there. this is a welcome operation. Been, let's see, I can't remember when I started tearing this thing down. Probably back last early April or something like that. So pretty happy to get to this point. Okay, so now these tires and wheels. Now I know they got a big old 3/8 inch steel center here on the wheels, but these tires and wheels probably weigh, I don't know, I can't pick them up. I bet they're 250 pounds a piece. They don't have calcium in them because this valve stem is broken off, as you can see, and nothing leaks out. So I don't understand why they're so heavy. Maybe some of you, maybe somebody out there can clue me in on that. I suspect that they're filled. I know there's a process where you can fill these with an expanding rubber, and maybe that's what it is, but oh my gosh, they're heavy. It's just incredible. There's no way I could possibly lift one of those up on there to start them on those studs. So I kind of get the jack just about right and get one started, and then I use a shovel to kind of bar it up on there a little bit. See, I'm still not quite high enough. Okay, right there, and then get them on there and get a nut started. It's crazy how heavy they are. So I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me. Am I on the right track with the foam stuff? If there's no valve stem, it sure doesn't want to leak. Not leaking any fluid or air or anything. And so I really think that it is some sort of a foam, but I forgot the lug nuts. I gotta go grab them. Now typically, I think I stated in a previous video when I was assembling the engine, I don't really like anti-seize, but I'm going to put it on these lug studs just to give them a little lube and make sure they don't gall up or anything. Get started here. Okay. There we go. All right, now let's just run those up a little bit. Anyway, it'll just be a lot better having this thing sitting on its four corners again, and actually it'll look like starting to look like a tractor again instead of some old carcass that's being cannibalized. All right. Anyway, you get the hang of it. We'll set her back down on the ground here in a few minutes, and we'll be done with that part. Well, there it is, sitting on all four corners again. Well, it's been a long time, but hey, looking good now. We'll take a little break here for a little while, and then come back out and start under that hood. Got a lot of stuff to get put back on there and connected up, and yeah, things should progress pretty quickly from here on out. So yeah, we'll get started.